All right. I think we're live. I have changed a few of my streaming settings, trying to make it a little bit better for everybody. Uh, Doubled my bit rate. I noticed the previous VOD from the stream was not the best, so I wanted to make it better for everybody. And here we are. So, a couple days ago, we worked mostly on just some sprites and collision boxes for the bookshelves. And I have created a collision box for this Hot Wheels track. Now, the sprites for it aren't my favorite yet. There's some weird chunks. Like if there's a pixel here, it'd be smoother. There's not much of a gap between these two. The seams are just a little bit off. I probably go back and revise these, of course. And a lot of that is going to be just trial and error, see how things match up the best, see how they work. But if we click on the grid, oh, it's so smooth. It works. And it actually works well enough to where if I put a box, grab a box, just copy and paste. I throw a box there and hit play. Go to the scene. We can actually watch the box roll down the hill. And even the teeth enemy does the same thing. He climbs over the box even. It's kind of funny. Gets a little confused. It does get stuck here because of the way the two slopes kind of make a pivot point. Kind of funny. But I'm pretty happy with how that works so far. At least the traversing that part. Another thing that we've got settled is more of the UI. So now we have 3 hearts, which is, I don't know if they fit the art style yet. My art style is going to be a little bit all over the place until I hone things in. I'll try to keep it relatively consistent, but my style is not the best. Look like we're dropping some frames already. And I don't know if those are based on my internet dropping or if it's more so my CPU. That did turn up that a little bit and it keeps giving me warnings. I wonder, I don't think I can do it live, but maybe I can to change. I think it's all locked in. Okay, we'll try a faster, see if this doesn't crash everything. And it did reload part of it, so I might have dropped some frames there. Ideally, I think I'm mostly just losing internet connection. Yeah, internet connection's all over the place. Let me open up my task manager. So I think it might just be my internet. Might not be worth streaming right now. Having 2% of the stream so far being dropped is less than ideal. We'll power through and we'll just go an hour then, instead of an hour and a half or what I kind of decided before. So, okay, going back to the hearts that we worked on, that I worked on. Push these crates over. We still have to work on a collision system for them. And if we test it, we should lose a heart each time this guy touches me. And right now it's kind of sloppy. It's not the best. Okay. But it's no big deal. It's kind of funny. Kind of weird. Okay. Let me see if I can open this up in the editor. Here we go. I'm just trying to troubleshoot the stream right now. Make sure I don't want to just throw it all away in just a second. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. We'll power through. And if it's unwatchable, please let me know. Okay. So yeah, the hearts all disappear. And the way I've got it set up is, I don't know what's best. It's in the HUD. There's something called a hearts anchor, and it's got all 15 hearts. So there's only 3 hearts, but throughout the game, I'm thinking I'll have up to 15 that you can permanently unlock. And whether or not you start with just full health each level, or if there's healing throughout the level, I kind of like the idea of you have to beat the level with that many hearts. To me, that sounds kind of make it a little bit more difficult. Of course, that does decrease the flexibility in terms of reward for stuff. But it does sound kind of interesting to make it so that you can permanently free something up. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. But what we're going to work on today is the HUD. But not the normal HUD. Not even a HUD at all. I misspoke. The shop menu. So far we haven't even really used the shop menu much. But if I press E, we have 2 options here. And you can click on it. Right now they work. The fire rate one works. But it doesn't actually check. In terms of functionality, it works great. But and I believe each one you buy is 10 times, or not 10 times, 10 coins more than the previous time. So it goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 cost. So by the time you buy 50, what is that? The 5th upgrade. Isn't that just 60, 120? Because of 20 and the 150? To get tier 5 of something, that sounds about right. 150. But you see how much I upgraded it to, probably, I don't know, pretty high. You can see how how well it works. It's kind of a funny system, especially when you have boxes like this. Give a bunch of knockback. But if we press E, it does freeze the game except for the arm, and you can actually like what's it called? Matrix style, like do stuff. Fire a bullet, and then I mean that would be kind of a fun gimmick. but I feel like that's more of a super hot or whatever type of thing. So if we look at the shop menu, and I'll go ahead and freeze the game. Is the shop menu, okay, it is prefab. So prefabs are very useful in Unity. They basically, like, imagine freezing something into a box and then you can just move it. And if you want another one, you can just add another prefab. You can just, like, if I wanted another coin, I just drag and drop. And then it's got all the stuff loaded on it already. Very useful. But one of the prefabs we have is the shop menu. And what's nice about them is you can freeze it into a menu beforehand. So in terms of how things, how do we want? Do we do a green arrow and it's just like click to upgrade and then it just says fire rate? You click it, it's like ding, 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 like that? Or do we do maybe something more like, trying to use my brain here. Because if we set up the way everything looks, then from now on, it'll be good to go. I don't want to change how it looks several times. I think using sprites is the right answer, though. Yeah. And we'll get a pixel font and change that later. The font we can not worry about. So, and we'll think about the upgrades we'll have. So if I go to my list, let me see here. Oh, it's in, I've got a different document actually. We'll go to my document. And this is going to be private. You're not going to see. But, okay, so there's going to be an offense, which you see here, which is the fire rate, damage, and then these two become special. So when you get to tier 5 of damage, you unlock sniping. Like it turns the pistol into a sniper rifle. And it's going to be fairly slow fire rate, but be very damage heavy. And same with the fire rate, but instead of going sniper, it's going to go machine gun. So it'll specialize and then it'll lock out the other. And because of the way this game is formatted, for those that didn't watch the previous stream, it's going to work in the sense that if you... It's kind of like a roguelike where you only have one life. And throughout the game, you specialize into your character, and you're going to be kind of limited with your choices. You're not going to have like infinite coins where you can just max out everything. I might make that possible if you play like very perfectly, or if you do kind of risky side mission type stuff, side parts of the level. I might do that to some extent, but I still want there to be a lot of options. I find that the most interesting gameplay comes from making sacrifices. And so part of that is you want both to be good. And designing levels, maybe there's a level where guys are far away and they have like a lot of shield or something to where a sniper would be better. Or there's a level where there's a lot of enemies, so a sniper with 1 damage isn't very useful. Or with 1 fire rate isn't very... lots of damage isn't useful against a bunch of like 1 health enemies. So we're just trying to mix things up to be as interesting as we can make them, which TobyBot says, so cool. I hope so. I want it to be somewhat interesting. I know we've been looking at the screen for a very long time. Let's actually get started with stuff. So this is going to be the upgrade button. Can you source image, maybe UI sprite. Maybe we're going to try something. We're going to drop just some weird random sprite. Not Serum Mist, just a sprite. Perfect. Okay, this will work. This is actually perfect for us. We don't want that, but we kind of do. So what's the size of rectangular transform? Scale, not scale. No. I don't think it's this, but not canvas. Oh, here we go. So we want square buttons, and I think 30? Is that too big? Too small, I mean? It's pretty small. What if we do 50? Yeah, we'll try that. Okay, perfect. And we'll set this the same way. 50 square. Drag this, nope, not this. Drag this over to line up. So that's anchored together. We do have snap to grid on. It doesn't seem to be snapping. Is it snapping? Maybe it is. Keep snapping that. Okay, we'll just lay this out kind of sloppily for now. That's fine. So fire rate, damage. That's like your gun options. And actually, what we probably want to do is move these over just a little bit and then throw a sprite in of the gun. So that's your 2 primary weapons. And then we've got mobility, which mobility could be... Actually, let's put these 2 on the other side. Let's put them over here, because there's going to be multiple guns. So this will be the 2 guns. You got sniper rifle here, or actually sniper would be here, and machine gun here. Because these are going to have 5 upgrades each, or 10, depending on how the game feels. Right now, the fire rate increase is too little. You don't even notice, even though it's good. It's 10% faster. Pretty sure the stream kinks have mostly worked themselves out by now. Okay, that's good. So we'll do the same thing with the other guns, which are going to be... I have them listed, not here. I've got notes in several places, getting them mixed up. So blaster, which is sniper and rifle. Then we have 3. Yeah. Okay. Shotgun, which becomes flamethrower, or maybe tactical shotgun. Then we have bombs, which become grenade launcher or rocket launcher. So bomb is like really slow, you throw it. If you go, maybe there's a distance where it has a little bit more range, and then that you max that out, it becomes a rocket launcher. And then maybe fire rate would upgrade grenade launcher. That makes sense. Okay. Copy, paste these. Is that the whole shop menu? What? That's weird. Why would I do that? Okay, let's make a folder. It's very good to nest things as much as you can. Or like create folders. Okay, blaster. And then we have yes, shotgun. And then we have, oh, don't put it there. Just call it bomb. And we're not going to link up these buttons for now. We're just mostly laying out the menu. This part's can be fun, but also can be boring depending on who you are. Okay, can we move this all at once? Perfect. Okay, nice. Throw these maybe down here. Shotgun will move about here. And we'll snap these again, like I said. And we even have room for one more if we pack these in a little bit. Okay. Now the question is, do we want to be able to upgrade between the sniper and like the two specializations more? So like you could become a better sniper? I feel like you should be able to, because then you could max it out and feel really good about one specific thing. And then kind of almost want to use it all the time, even though it's not the tool for the job. I like games where you have 10 tools that you can solve the puzzle with, but depending on who you are, the tools you choose are kind of different. Like that, to me, that's fun game design. But maybe that's just me. Actually, these could be, move this up. There we go. I'll do math and actually sort these in a way they should work later. Okay. So these are the actual buttons. Then there'll be a bar that goes either bar or like stepping stones. Ding, 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 ding. And then mega upgrade. And then maybe I'd go ding, 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 ding from there. You can still upgrade the other thing up until the specialization, but you can't max it out from there on. Yeah. Okay. What's my plan? Okay, so that's enough with the guns and that boring stuff for now. Then we have mobility, or the other categories for how you play the game. So offense. Can I just? I don't want to duplicate the whole thing. So there'd be defense, of course. Then mobility, which is kind of in between. It's in its own category. And then we'll add a money one. Money. Everybody loves money. upgrades. Ooh, that'd be fun. Okay, I just had a thought. For the money upgrades. Well, it's like a specialization. First of all, let's copy these. And paste them in. We'll do mobility first because I feel like that's the most expected. Of course, they're not children. There we go. And can we move both of these over? Perfect. Okay. We're gonna just rename them here, and I'll work sprites and make them look nice later. So mobility, we have speed, of course, which I like speed because you have to like relearn how to play the game each time. Like it's nice if you get the incremental speed and you kind of feel the differences. But then if you restart and start over and like you're like, wow, I'm so slow. To me, I like that. You feel weak. Part of this game's gonna be feeling weak after a new run. And then building that back up to where you were. And that kind of goes the same with really jump height. We'll just call it jump. So these don't really have a specialization. I think because of the manner of the way this game's gonna work. Okay, I could specialize into double jump or wall jump for jump. Okay, I kind of like that. So maybe speed goes into wall jump, and then jump goes into double jump. Yeah, we'll do that. Speed. Wall jump. Because wall jumping is really, it keeps your momentum going, we'll say that. Doing. Yeah, okay. And then jump height can go, or double jump can go under jump height. Perfect. Okay, this one's not even relevant anymore. Okay. Then we'll copy these. Paste them under money. Move them down. No, be under money, please. Thank you. And they'll line up with these later. It's a little bit of a mess, but that's whatever. Really hard to see the way these line up. Seems like the bottom of these line up, but then spacing is so different. Okay, maybe that's right. So money can go one, just a general bonus. Yeah, we'll do one as a general bonus. Money. Rename. So if you max that out, you'll get 50% more. It's only 10% per level, which that'll be easy to implement. And then the other will be magnet. So coins will kind of absorb into you. Those will go into, the magnet one will go into kills. So if you kill something, you get between 10 and 50% depending on the upgrade. And then this bonus, I'm thinking, because a lot of games have the weaker, like the lower health you are, the more money or the more damage you do. But what if we flip that on its head and the weaker you are, the more money you make? So it's minus or like 25% per heart lost. Like you almost want to play a little bit sloppily at the start of the level. That's interesting. And we can tweak the numbers. So if the bottom one maxes at 50% extra for enemies, the other one should max out at probably 3 times that because it's a lot more risky. So I would do 10% per heart lost. Oh, but then you can up. Okay. So if you can upgrade it 5 times, that's 2%, then 4%, then 6, 8, 10% per heart lost. Okay. Let me write that down. The money on kill is money magnet. Oop. And then the general money bonus becomes 2% per level of upgrade you have per heart lost. So you almost... Oh. We'll tweak that. That might be OP or it might be very annoying. That sounds like a really interesting dynamic. Yeah. You gotta have your double jump. But what if you gave up double jump for a wall jump? There could be some levels where you can skip past a good chunk of stuff because you bought the double jump. Or it's a lot easier because you bought the double jump, or a lot easier because you bought the wall jump. And the way I want to design this is it's going to be a relatively short game to where you can skip parts that you don't really want to play. If like you keep getting stuck on a spot, you could redesign your upgrade path to help you on the next future runs. That's fun. I like that. So that's money, that's mobility, and then finally defense, which the defense is like the weakest one I have. I don't really like what I've got. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. If you have better ideas, let me know. If you don't, also tell me if these are good because I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them. Oh, okay. I should be pasting as child. That's my problem. Let's move these down. I'm also doing this wrong because this is like anchored to not where these. Whatever. It's fine. I wonder, can I? No, because it's a parent. Okay, a child of that. That's fine. I could restructure this, no problem later. So defense. Defense is going to be first you have iframes. I'll just call them iframes like that. So iframes would be when you get hit, you're invulnerable for between half a second and like 2 seconds. Like we could make it very generous. So you're not just like beat up and pushed into a corner. Then we could make that upgrade into a shield where you can gain a free heart after so many seconds without taking damage. And maybe per upgrade level, it's either faster or you generate more hearts, but not both. So it would be maybe 10 seconds default. Just get a free heart. And then the other one, instead of magnet, we would have a knockback immunity. So knockback resistance. So maybe normally like there's bullets that hit you and you go flying. Because why not? This would prevent that from happening. So you'd get hit and it would be kind of blocked. Which if you're parkouring around, it might be a very actually useful upgrade. And I'll have to design levels around that, like build that into the game. Then maybe that could upgrade into a shield where you right click. And you can maybe block something somehow. I'm not sure about the final upgrade on that. Like that could go any direction. The defense is kind of weak. I don't want to regen. I feel like that's too OP. So the creating like a fake part above is about as high as I would go to doing that. But even then is like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan. It could max out at a heart. And maybe it goes up to like half a heart you get. Or like a fifth of a heart per level and maxing out at a heart. So if you're careful, you gain 4/5 of a heart of damage instead of a full heart. Granted, I'd have to redesign my heart system because right now it's all or nothing, which is fine. That's easy to do. Just change it into a float and whatnot. Create some new sprites. No big deal. Okay. There are some more things I want to add in terms of equipment. Do I have a flashlight? I was going to attach that to a shotgun. But do I need to do that? Do I just have it as an item? I don't know. What about a grappling hook? Grappling hooks are the most fun. Do I have that, or do I make that something that you just always have, and it's just like you get the item and you're done? There's also, I played around with negative knockback. I can actually show that. Let's actually do something other than being in this dumb menu. Let's look at our kind of ugly level. And actually it's my bullet prefab. So in my bullet data, am I looking at it's oh, I'm in sprites. Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, what? What is this? Okay. So we have a knockback multiplier. We can make it negative. And for demonstration, I'll make it -20 because it's really funny. Especially when you're shooting boxes. Like I'm just flying at you. Like, that's kind of fun. You hit an enemy. That's awesome. So if you do that, have some like Half-Life or whatever Gravity gun. Mayhem. I wonder, can you shoot yourself up in the air? I don't think you can. No. You'd have to rebuild the logic, which is probably a good thing for now. I mean, that's so funny, though. So that's something we can do. Just set this back before I forget. So we could have a blaster that just every once in a while you can shoot and it does a huge negative knockback type thing. For certain levels, it would be terrible. For other levels, it would be awesome. And the equipment, so the bullets, the shotgun, all of the tools and whatnot, kind of want to trickle them to the player. The levels are going to be kind of long too. So I will say we're not going to just be like, here's a thing. Okay, now do 4 levels that are like instant. Here's another thing. I think I'm going to go, you get the pistol first level. You get the shotgun either second or third. And then the rocket launcher may be the first level in the second world. I don't know. That's all plays by ear, depending on how the game feels. And if it feels like we're out of stuff to do immediately, then maybe we need to even add more stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Could we do it each level focused on a certain gun? Yeah. That would be kind of nice. That's going to be kind of how things work early game especially. But part of the design is the upgrade menu and choosing, do I make this part of the game easier because I have a harder time with it, or do I do it because I think it's more fun to make it harder? Because you could just max out speed and mobility and like not even touch the gun and just be like the opposite of a glass cannon. Tank, I guess. So that's also an interesting option. Nothing too insane. But I think because we've had some weird stream issues, I might call it here. Also, I just want to double check how things worked, make sure my settings were right. I did change them. So verify. Plus, we're at a kind of a good stopping point where I either get knee deep in something and then want to call it quits, or just do it off camera, off stream, where it'll be a little bit, I can bash my head in it and not get collateral damage. But now you have a little bit more idea of how things are going to work. So I appreciate you stopping in, listening, giving me ideas, and for those that are watching after the fact, I appreciate you checking it out. Thanks for watching.